We live.
Move it up some.
Orientation is lock. Rotate device back. Why? That's the one thing I don't like. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it this way because they ain't gonna let me do it the other way.
Wow.
Right, they get on my nerves.
All these restrictions. YouTube video, straight up. I
But
don't know
we
if we
good
gonna
because they
do
can
both
still,
though.
yeah, they got it.
Straighten your phone out though, cause like it's straight now. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. It's just doing that.
Yeah.
All right,
I
there
wanna
we go.
Make sure I get you though too.
I don't know how we gonna.
We got it.
We
We
might
got
have to do
it.
a YouTube video.
We got it. We got it.
Going straight.
We got it. This time it's gonna happen.
What's not gonna happen?
All right, so
I said, man, close.
we got us. Okay, period.
No.
So welcome to Let's Talk with K. Sheree. I got my fellow here, Jay West, on the couch. Let's give him an applause. So I'm actually super excited because I've been trying to get him here for the longest, okay? I'm just saying he is a very wonderful, talented artist slash actor slash coach, and he just has a story to tell, okay? So I'll let him go ahead and introduce himself. So, Jay West, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right.
Who are you?
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay West. Well, a little bit about myself. I'm from Buffalo, New York, on the west side to be exact. I'm a believer in Christ. That's number one. I love who He made me to be. I fell in love with myself over the years, and I just love every bit of it. And I just been so excited to see what God's gonna do in my life. So I'm just here to share my story or anything that she have to ask me. So hopefully this could be a blessing to you guys. This could be encouraging for anybody who's like coming up, trying to figure out which way they're gonna go. I've been through that path, still on that path, and we just here. So we gonna run it up. You know what I'm saying? We're running it up.
Yes.
Right.
So let's get into the juice.
Yeah,
Okay.
the juice.
The juice. Anyways, I hope you guys can see him because we had a little slight dilemma. But anyway, so first question today is, who is Jay West? Like, where did Jay West come from?
Well, Jay West, first of all, I shouldn't even be telling y'all this. No, I'm just playing. No, well, my real name is Jerome. So, of course, I took the J from that. Like I said in the beginning, I'm from the west side of Buffalo. So, I took the West from that. I wanted something small, but that would hit. And it's easy to say, but it hit. I didn't want nothing too long and all that. So, that's where the name came from.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm crazy.
And so let's I want to dive deeper into that. So we know where you got your name from, but what navigated you to that? Because that's Jay West is, of course, your artist name, right? So what directed you towards artistry? Like, what directed you towards your acting and things like that? Like, what directed you into that?
I've always been different. That's number one. I've always been unique. I love to act. I went to school in Georgia though, so that's something interesting. But I'm bringing this up for a reason. I've always been an actor, but I just didn't know where to go. I went to modeling agencies. I went all over the place, but nothing was really hitting for me. So, but I knew okay, the entertainment field is what you really want to get into, and this is what I just naturally have. And these are natural abilities. I didn't have to train or nothing. I don't mind training. I'm not against that. And I feel like everybody still needs some type of coaching. But it was a natural gift for me to act. And so I played football, I played basketball. In high school, I did a lot of things. But it was the theater class that I really wanted to take.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm about to get into this. And at the time, I was the only black kid that was doing that. Because everybody else was like, why are you doing that? That's weird. That's gay and stuff. And I'm like, how is that gay? You know, but I just took it upon myself. And I was like, I want to do this. And I ended up being one of the top in the class because I just was myself.
Yeah.
And it was just a natural gift. So I like reading scripts. It's funny, too, because I don't even like reading like that. But I like reading
Ain't
at the
that
same
something?
time.
The thing that you don't like. That's the thing that be your talent. Look,
exactly.
Don't even like to read.
Nah, I read a whole stack. So anybody watching it, you look for an actor, let me know. But
you heard him, okay?
You know,
but plugging himself.
Yeah, plug in. You know what I'm saying? So you know, but so that's kind of where the name really came from and like the gifts because it sums up who I am as a person.
Okay.
I get my hands to anything. I'm not afraid to learn something new. I'm gonna learn it right away. And that's just who I am. So
wow, that's so interesting. So look, I'm telling you, y'all that's out there, it's hope for y'all. Okay, I'm just gonna say
it really is.
Anyways, so when did you or like how did you find a relationship with Christ? Like we look at you, right? And obviously I know people may look at you and they may automatically judge you, you know, from how you look. But like you have something so much deeper within you and inside of you that people don't always see until they actually like get to really like get to know who you are as a person, right? So like when did you or like how did you find your relationship with Christ? Like when did that unpack itself? When did you?
Well, my family, they was in the church. They was heavy in the church. So I was always going as a kid. This could be some of y'all too. Y'all know, like you just go, and it was tradition. It wasn't like I had a real relationship. I didn't know nothing. So I went to see my friends and all that. So that's what it was about. See the girls and all that. I know that's wrong, but this is who it is. But I was there for the wrong reasons. The older I got is when things started really, like, I started really seeing God's hand on my life. Wow. But I knew it was God, but I was still like, I'm going to do what I want. And I'm going to just, but I did know certain situations I would get out of. I'm like, okay, that had to be him. There ain't nobody else. Wow. So, because I didn't have money, so I wasn't buying my way out of stuff. It was literally like him just coming in, and I would have gut feelings like, yeah, you don't want to do this. People would tell me I was different. Wow. Like, you don't belong out here. Don't do this. Don't do this. But, you know, when you're trying to find yourself, you just get your hands in everything. Yeah. And that's kind of what happened.
So, like, so you didn't, like, have a relationship. You didn't, so your relationship came with, like, your relationship was found from your younger years, or, like, did you actually like have an experience and an encounter with God yourself and was like, okay, maybe it's not that, because like for me, like I had it to where I had the same thing that you know, as a kid, you know, had a relationship. I mean, I didn't have a relationship with God, but I knew him because of our parents. But I didn't actually grow a relationship with God until like 3 years ago. And I'm 30 now. So like you would think because you were into that world back then that you would have that relationship with God. But really it was like the relationship I built was like off of my parents. So like did you have like an experience yourself, or did you pretty much just go off of like that experience as a kid?
Oh no, I had plenty of experiences. I had a lot of experiences. As a kid, I got close to God in my older years. I'm 29 right now. So I got closer to God probably like maybe 25. That's when I started like kind of like seeing like, okay. I always knew he was real. I never had no doubt in that. It was just more like, okay, like, what you gonna do? I knew I had a decision to make. I would go to church. I would hear different things. I'm like, that's me. Like, y'all ever been to, maybe I go to a church or maybe I'm watching a podcast or something, and then you will hear something and the person is talking about you, and you like, yeah, that is me. Things like that would happen. I was like, man, I should really, like, get closer and, like, see what it's about. Yeah. And I just kept having a nudge just give them a chance. I tried everything else, so I just was like, I'm gonna give them a chance.
Wow.
And that's kind of how it happened.
And was there like a situation, like a situation that pushed you, like something crazy? Cause like we all have these like crazy stories. Like he's like, okay, God, like I hear you, like.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would say, so I'll tell y'all a story. That's funny, right? And you know, for the fellas out here watching, women, if y'all watching, this could go for anybody. One of my I have 2 kids, so that's another thing about me.
Okay.
One of my kids' mothers, I was warned about.
Okay.
But I didn't listen.
Okay.
So I literally went against that, and you know, I just thought I was moving real fast.
As we do.
We move fast.
I'm gonna see for myself.
We move fast, you know. But I knew it just wasn't. So God showed me dreams because I'm a prophetic dreamer, and I learned that over the years too. Okay. So God showed me dreams about this person, and I wasn't supposed to be dealing with them.
Yeah.
But you know, you still do stuff, and I was like, yo, she look good. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to, you know. But I kept feeling the thing like you need to slow yourself down.
Right.
So God kept warning me, but I kept doing what I wanted to do. And so eventually God started, after he was warning me, he just started bluntly showing me stuff. Wow. Now at this point, the reason why I want to speak on this though is because a lot of us say we didn't see the signs.
Yeah. Ain't that like that though?
We see, listen, I'm going to be real with y'all. Y'all see the signs, cut it out. Cut the foolishness out. Indeed. Just say that's what you want, but don't try to act like, well, God didn't talk to me. He did talk to you. Exactly. So don't pull that. And I tried to pull that. But I realized that God was like, this ain't it. So he started slamming things in front of me. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. And I'm very, very grateful for my kids. Even if she's watching this, like, this happened. And I love my kids, but I also know that me and her probably wouldn't be in this situation if we would have just listened. Because I'm pretty sure she got nudged about a couple things, like, hey, this ain't it. But for my behalf, I definitely knew, because God was speaking to me loud and clear. Okay. And when wisdom cries, she's very loud. And if y'all know what I'm talking about, we're going to talk about that later. But anyway, you just got to reach out, and you got to reach out and grab it. And I wasn't willing to grab it. I just wanted to do what she wanted to do. And I was so into like pleasing people, and like, cause I wanted to make her happy, and God was actually upset. And it showed what I really cared about more. Like I cared about how God felt, but I cared more about how she felt, and that's kind of how everything happened. So, of course, we having sex, we getting it in, we doing stuff. But every time I did, I wouldn't feel like I used to in the world back then. What? Up the skull. Y'all know what I'm talking about, up the skull. You know what I'm saying? But with her, I wasn't feeling right. I'm like, I shouldn't be. Because it just wasn't supposed to be that way. And I kept feeling like, you're doing the wrong thing. Like, you need to stop. You need to cut it. But I would never cut it. So, time goes on. She's, things she would say, things she would do. And even she, like I said a little bit earlier, even she kind of knew, like, we doing too much. Okay. But why stop? You're having fun, right? So why stop? And this is what, hopefully this could be encouraging, because I know how it feels to love God but still be attached to something. And you don't want to leave it because it feels good, it's fun, and it's comfortable. That's like the biggest thing. You like what this is. And plus, I've known her. This ain't some random girl. I knew her through high school, through all that. So we was friends. Okay. So when people be like, oh, the best relationships are when they start off as friends. Yeah, but sometimes just because y'all friends don't mean y'all meant. So that's another thing see, I'm jumping ahead. Going back.
Yeah, that's real.
I'm real back.
Because it's so crazy because like, we have had conversations, so like I know how deep that goes. So like so so pretty much that's like how you was like had your encounter, you pretty much was like, okay, God, like I see you, right? Yep. So like how did your childhood, like how was your childhood like growing up? Like how did you come from a broken home, a together home? Did you come from like how was that as a kid, like growing up?
Um, my family is really like they family oriented, so
Okay.
they a good family. I think that it was more so like everybody just live their own life. So like if it was secrets, it was between that like that little immediate family. It wasn't like just so I can't say it was. Mm,
Like as far as you, like how was your life? Like could you unpack your emotions and how you felt as a kid? Like
yeah, I ain't have my dad, of course. Um, I single mom. I'm the only kid on my mom's side, or just the only kid, yeah, on her side. So,
okay.
um, I was always kind of like a thinker and by myself, like growing up, figuring out stuff. But it's I wasn't rich,
Okay.
I ain't had no money. Really got to see, like I know what the struggle is. Been there plenty of times. Like I just been there all my life. So like I knew I wanted to get out of that though. I knew that for a fact.
Right.
But it was just basically like the typical regular black kid life. Like you can't wait to get older
Yeah.
so you can change certain things. You're tired of seeing your mom struggle, different things like that. But I did, I worked. I always wanted money. In Georgia at the time, you could be 14 and have your first job. That's when I did.
Wow.
I was in ninth grade, so that was like my first thing. I was working at a grocery store, and y'all fired me, but we ain't gonna talk about that. And
So
y'all know who y'all are.
get on that.
Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all let me go, but that's cool though. But it did teach me how to like work with money, how to deal with money.
Okay.
I was young saving. I was young helping out, paying bills, like. But I had a regular childhood too, like typical stealing bikes, running over the corners, just doing stupid stuff, just bad. I was very bad. Anybody who know me, I know I was out of control. She even knows, like I was out of control. But but it was also too like I just again I knew I was different though. I knew I had something because I was everybody like me, all the kids on the corner like me. Everybody was just cool. I think far as broken, I say it was just more like I didn't have a lot of resources. I can't say it was broken.
Okay.
It wasn't a lot of resources, including my dad. It was no real structure. So like when you get older, life and the streets teach you stuff. So from the women to the money to all that, all the way down, like life teaches you. And there was a lot of bad advice. So I tried a lot of stuff because I was trying to find myself. I didn't really know where to go. So that really was what God has handled my life because a lot of situations I did get into where I could have been shot or bullets was flying, but it just didn't hit me.
Right.
It probably hit my friend or something like that. Things like that was like I knew God was real then, but it was just like how long are you gonna keep playing around? But I was like, I got time, so it was definitely interesting.
Okay, so here you are as a kid. You didn't have your dad, but you had your mom. You kind of like you was wild, doing a lot of different things, trying to like the streets kind not the when we say the streets, people always think of like killing, shooting.
Yeah,
no, like I'm saying like So the streets basically is how you kind of found your way through. So as a kid and growing up, I'm pretty sure like people had men in their lives, like their dads and stuff like that around you. So like, how did that make you feel being young and not having your father, and then like having your mother and just growing like through that? Like, how did you feel?
Man, I didn't feel good at all, to be honest. I didn't really like that because there was some friends I used to hang with. They did have mom and dad. I didn't like that. And I had to be careful because I started being jealous of that. Like, man, they could go, they dad come to their football game, they dad do this. But then I started getting even more deeper, like closer with them, the friends I mean. And I started seeing that like, just because there's two parents in the house don't mean it's a happy house. So then I started seeing like, okay, so this is just a jacked up world. So you just start learning like it don't matter
It'd be
which
like
way.
the grass is not greener.
It's not greener. It's just not greener. For me though, I know it was definitely difficult because again, like the things that a young boy should learn from his dad, I couldn't do that. I had to teach myself, or like OGs and stuff had to tell me stuff.
Yeah.
Like, this is how it go.
Okay.
And you think that's right because that's all you know, and everybody around you is living like that.
Yeah.
So you think it's right.
So so that pretty much navigated you. Okay, so I wanted to deep into that because I know somebody watching, who has dreams and aspirations and things like that. And this could possibly help them, get through certain situations. let them know that they're not the only ones who,
Right.
you know, went through certain things, you know, especially as a kid growing up. We all have these things that we go through to get to the steps that we are today. So people might look at us like, oh, wow, like, they're living in their dream, but really it's more so like you don't know what I had to go through to
Right.
get through that. And
Right.
because you're young, you know
Mhm.
what I mean, and you got this swag about you and everything, like I said in the beginning, people will judge you, and they wouldn't know about you until, you know, they get deeper into that. So
Right.
so basically this is gonna continue on, kind of continue on. So like, what did life look like as you grew, like as you started to grow, and not in just God, but like grow mentally, physically, like what made you the person that you are today?
Oh yeah, no, that's a fact. I think what it really was like as I was navigating through life, like she said, growing up,
Mhm.
it was a lot of decisions.
Okay.
You get introduced to stuff. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I never even did this stuff.
Look, so
And-
for people that's out there talking about everybody do this, everybody don't.
Not-
Okay?
everybody don't. Everybody don't. But navigating, like she said, growing up, that was something that, like, of course, pressure be on you. I was more the ladies, man. I was with the women. That's where the devil's like, got him, because you gonna pick something. You gonna do all three, or you gonna do one of them? But that's for me growing up. It was more so like temptation with women.
Okay.
And just how, because first of all, I was supposed to have way more kids than what I actually do. Like I said, I only have 2 sons. So I seen God's hand on my life even during that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was growing up, it was like a lot of temptation, decision making, and I didn't make the best decisions. I was like, I want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of like just being careful. I knew people was jealous because of how I looked,
Yeah.
because of my height, because of my personality.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of, it wasn't just women, it was like even the friends, I had to be careful. Because I would walk around like, because at the time, I never was insecure about myself. I never felt like I didn't need, like I had to have a crowd, but the crowd just found me.
Okay.
So I was always popular, class clown.
Yeah.
I always, like, I would, people, and anybody's watching and you know me from high school stuff, tell me I'm lying. We would go places mad deep, 20, 30 people. Why? Who do you think you are? I used to really think I was like the president or something, but that's just what it was. So I didn't know who was real, who was fake. You got 50 friends.
Yes.
You don't know nothing.
Yes.
So every day, clubbing, partying. So I didn't, in music, I was in the studio. It was just, that was life. It was moving very, very fast.
Yeah.
So growing up, it was fast. It was like, you having sex, you doing this, quick.
Right.
I didn't have time to really just adjust and be a child and be like, okay, it's either I was in trouble or I was doing this. So
It was like, at that time, like, you
quick.
having so much fun, you like, look, like, we outside.
We outside.
And
Like,
outside was fun, you know what I
every
mean?
day. That's all I did. Party, turn up. I think the most I did, y'all gonna laugh at me. Most I did was probably like hookah, and I was doing that 2 years straight. And this is when like Young Thug and all came out. This is when it was hot. They
He was
passed
like,
me
pass
the
it over.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of that. So that was like, those was the years where it was like, all right, but it was very fast.
Okay.
If I could describe it, very fast.
Okay.
Didn't have time to think.
So, you spoke about how you was a ladies' man.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, obviously, you're a handsome young man.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, there's a lot of people out there that's, like, looking for, like, a handsome man or whatever. So, like, how did you handle, because I'm pretty sure, like, these women were on you. Like, how did you handle that? Like, how did you handle all these women just, like, being on you and, like, like, how did you handle that, as, like, growing up?
I went crazy. I was at a season in my life, and you know, for the guys who's watching, I was at a season in my life where I just had to touch everything. I couldn't let nothing slip. I couldn't not get no number. It was to the point like I started playing a mental game in my head. Like, okay, if I go to this event, I got to come out with 3 numbers.
Wow.
But that was like something I was dealing with mentally.
Yeah.
That I had to get out. I had to take that because it was like you should. you're not less of a man because you don't get no numbers that night. You know, but in my head, I'm like, I got to because this is who I am. So I didn't have no chill. Like she said, how did I handle all that? I handled it.
He handled it.
I did what I did, but that is it. So, but it got to the point, and then I'm being real with you. It got to the point where I was like, I wasn't even happy no more because it was just
wow.
And this is real. Now I want to speak to ladies real quick.
Wow.
This is real. I know y'all watch BET and all these movies and you think that men never slow down. There's a point in every man's life, whether he take it or not. Because people say, well, he don't look like he's doing it. That's because he don't want to take it.
Wow.
There's a point in a guy's life where he does get tired, where you get so much, where it becomes, you're like, okay, it's played out.
Yeah.
I did get to that stage, but I ignored it. I didn't take that route of just leaving it alone.
Yeah.
So I just kept going and kept going. But in the inside, I knew I was like, one day I want to be married. One day I want a family. And I'm not married now. But I just knew back then, I was like, okay, one day. But I got time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of.
So, like, how do you handle that now as you grew in that phase? And, like, it's so funny because, like, that's so true what you said. Like, just you're so promiscuous to the point to where it's like, I don't even want to do this no more. Like, it's like you done had all the fun, you done had all the numbers, you done had all the guys, you done had all the women, and, like, you're still not happy. So, like, a lot of the times, I know that we, like, when we're promiscuous, it's something, like, deeper that we're, like, hiding from. Like, and so it's like, after so much of it, you're like, wait, I'm still not satisfied. Like, it's something missing, and this is just not cutting it. So, like, how do you handle that now after you had that thought and you understand it, and, like, how do you handle that now, being where you are now?
Now, how I handle it is I know that I'm valuable. I know that I have something to live for, and I know God has had me down here for a reason. And He has a purpose for my life. And how I handle it now is I'm very cautious with my decisions that I make, because I know that whatever decision I make could either keep me on track with God's purpose and course for my life or take me off.
Wow.
And that don't always got to be with women.
Yeah.
It's just the people you hang with, all that. But I had to get to a point where I got tired of where I was. I had all the women, but never was happy.
Wow.
I'm partying, but in the inside, I'm only doing it. I'm going back home to an empty house because I'm like, I'm not fulfilled.
Yeah.
These are things that, and if you feel this way, then this is definitely for you, because this is something that I did struggle with. So now I'm looking at it more in the standpoint like, okay, you do have something to live for. Don't feel like you don't. Just because you make a lot of mistakes, don't feel like. So now I handle it instead of just laying in guilt and just laying like that. Just, I'm just never going to be. Pick yourself up. Start looking at the positive things you can do. The things that you are good at doing. And really sit back and ask yourself, what's my purpose here? Don't be afraid to ask God, like, what is my purpose here? He will show you. So now, again, like I said, I'm very cautious on who I interact with, because now it has to keep me on track. Lead me there to it.
It's so important to deal with people, and like you said, not even just with just the opposite sex, but like anybody that around. So important that they're keeping you on the right path, you know what I mean? Because so many people, they come into your life and they take you away from the path, you know what I mean? So it's really important to be with those people who's going to keep you on track, who's going to keep you on, try to help you get closer to your goal and not take you away from your goal. So that's really important. I'm glad that you could share that with us. So, so do people look at you and automatically judge your cover? And how does that feel when they do that?
Yeah, people look at me. They judge me all the time. How do I feel? I just be like, I know I got something different for you to talk about, you know? But people do look and they be like, he don't really love God.
I know, especially the church folk.
Man,
because you know, the hat to the back like that, chain on, white tee, they ain't feeling that.
I'm breaking that stuff.
You got the nose ring, they like,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got a sleeve on and stuff. Yeah, so people do look at me. They don't think, because, well, first of all, people think that believers, Christians, are only supposed to look one way.
Uh-huh.
But I know that I'm put down here to break a lot of that because God is like, I love him.
Yeah.
Y'all may not, but I love him.
Yeah.
I know why I put him down here. And your look is definitely lined up to your purpose.
Yeah.
It's a reason why you look this way. It's a reason why you got swag and stuff.
Yeah.
Don't hide that. And so to answer your question, I don't hide who I am, but I do see people look and they do judge, and it make me feel some type of way sometimes. But then I get back to reality. I'm like, that's cool, because I understand people judge, they don't understand.
Right.
So
and you know what? And that's the same thing they pretty much did with Jesus. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They judged Jesus. They didn't think that he was the king of all kings,
right?
Because how he looked, he was dingy, probably dirty, or whatever the case may be. So they looking at him, and you got the Pharisees and Sadducees looking at him like, that's not how we. They don't look like us. They don't. You know. So that's why I know that this is like one of the reasons why God is raising up people that look like you, that look like me, you know, people who they would unexpectedly think, you know, and it flabbergasts them, like it blows their minds. They're like, how could God use you? And it's because we have a pure heart. We're gonna be ourselves. We have tattoos. Yes, we have piercings. Yes, our swag is swagged up. Cause for me, I ain't changing it for nobody. Like, I don't care about none of that.
Be yourself.
And look, and still gonna be in ministry, and still gonna be doing things. And at the end of the day, it's like everything that I do, it has to be for him. So, how do you get through the naysayers? Like the people who don't believe in you that much. Like the people, like how do you navigate through that? The naysayers, the people who say, "Oh, you're not really saved because of this," or "That music is gonna send you to hell," like, cause you're a gospel rap artist, right? Okay, so
and R&B
and R&B. So you make gospel rap and gospel R&B, and we know how contradicting that could be to the people, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, the religious folks.
Using these names, man. But okay.
So we know how that can be contradicted to them, and you know, a lot of times they shame that type of music, and then they say that like you're not a real believer, or you're a false prophet, or whatever the case may be, because you're using your talent and you're using it for the Lord. So like, how do you handle like the naysayers?
Honestly, how I handle them, to be real, is just knowing why you here and what you're doing. I know what I'm doing, and I don't mean that in a cocky way. I'm saying like I know why. I know why.
He said, "Wipe me down."
Little Boosie, you know what I'm saying? But but I know why God put me here. I had to get an understanding. So how I handle them is like I just kind of be like, okay, I know they saying this, but I know, God, you want me to do this. And I understand that people didn't understand Jesus. When he walked, people didn't understand. They was like, what is he talking about? But he knew, I'm on a mission. And I'm going to be dying on the cross soon. He was so focused on the mission that a lot of people said something, but he stayed. And I'm focused on the mission because I'm realizing that this is what God wants me to do. So, and I know people are going to say stuff. Like I said earlier, a lot of people talk, they don't understand. It's the understanding that people don't make them say things.
And that's the thing, because they don't understand. Because they have seen things look a certain way for so long.
For years. You've been programmed.
So they have seen things look a certain way for so long that they start to think like, this is how it's supposed to be. This is not right. And that's why I like to say the Pharisees and Sadducees, because that's exactly what they think, you know, and they thought that, you know, everything was into perfection. But when you really look at Jesus, he hung around unperfected people. They were imperfectly perfect. And it's funny because I just bought an outfit that says imperfectly perfect. I thought it was it said imperfectly perfect. I thought that spoke so much about just me as a whole, because
she about to go in, y'all. I'm telling you.
Because like that's literally how I am, and I try not to, like you said, hide that as well, because at the end of the day I know whose I am and whose I'm working for, you know what I mean? And so like when it comes to like doing your music and everything, and like just being young and still having this swag about you, a lot of people will shun that because they don't understand it. But I like the fact that you keep going because you know who God is and you know how He's using you and why He's using you. That's very important. um, so
I don't know what just happened. I don't know. She just started laughing, made me laugh. You ever do that before? It just happened.
Listen,
they laugh. You go, ha ha ha. You just do it with them, but
because I'm really sitting here thinking about just like how they go against the people who look like us. That's why I'm thinking that, and how they would ridicule you and things like that.
Right.
You know, so that's really good that you're doing what you are supposed to be doing, and I would just keep saying, keep on doing that because
and that's the thing. Keep going. Like she's about to say, like keep going because like I've plenty of times where I've sent music to people and they say sing, but that can't. And I think you have to also get to a point of like, when I say acceptance, not accepting failure. I'm talking about accepting that not everybody's gonna like you.
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna agree with you. You can't think everything is supposed to just be for you. You living in an entitled world in your own head.
Yeah.
Like you can't. So I don't live like that. I'm just like I don't expect everybody to. But here it is because what God wants us to do as well too, no matter what He has you down here doing, is putting it out. What they do with it, God will work on that.
Okay.
But you have to put it out because that's what He's commanding you to do. And there was a point where I wasn't putting out music because I was like, who's gonna listen to this?
Yeah.
But I don't want to be in trouble with God when God be like, I gave you this gift to represent me and you're not even putting it out. And I didn't want that to be on me. So I'm like, hey, I'll put it out, but you don't have to share it. But guess what? It's out.
Yeah.
And you could say what you want, but maybe 2 years from now, you may spin back around and then hit that song and you're like, oh,
or
wow.
They'll see like people, the testimonies and things like that from people just from hearing your music. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's how we doing it, man. You know what I'm saying?
So, what advice would you give like the young men out here? Like godly advice, practical advice. What advice would you give them?
Confidence. Before confidence, learn yourself, love yourself, figure out yourself, because it really starts there. And people say, well, God is first. Absolutely, but you'll see what I'm trying to say. You have to sit back and just look in the mirror and be like, who am I?
Yeah.
And that's going to unlock all the doors if you want to follow God. All that's going to unlock, because now you're going to be like, okay, I want to do better. How do I do better? Now you already know you're getting to a spot in your life where now you're like, okay, I want to be a better person, but I need help. Yeah. So now you could go talk to people in your family and just say that person may have God. And they'd be like, well, here, let's do this. Now they teach you how to pray. So now you're getting into yourself, but God is there too. Okay. And so now, and God will even walk you through the steps of even finding yourself, because there's going to be a time where I know y'all hear this a lot. All right, y'all, she already know what I'm about to say, but there is going to be a time where God's going to isolate you. Yeah. You got to better handle that.
Yeah, definitely.
Isolation don't mean 2 weeks I wasn't talking to this person, so I'm good. Isolation don't have a time frame. Yeah. That's where people mess up. It don't have a time frame. It's when God, and you'll know when God is like about to unleash and let you be, So, that's number one. Number two is, once you do find out what it is, ask and pray to God for confidence. Okay. Ask Him to fill you with confidence and strength and wisdom, because it's going to show you how to navigate whatever He has you doing, or whoever you actually are too. It may not be something you have to do. Yeah. Just how you carry yourself. Yeah. Because people look at that. How do I become more like you, Christ? Like, how do I do these things? Yeah. And these are the things that God loves and admires, but it's also going to make you feel better as a person. So.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Well, I hope you heard what he said, because that's going to be really important in your life. Really having confidence. Really getting around people who are doing something that's going to help you grow.
and who wants to see you grow.
Yeah, and that wants to see you grow.
Because I see a lot of people on social media, they be like, my family don't support. If your family don't support, whatever.
It's somebody else who will.
Somebody else who will. But they're your family, but they're not. It's not gonna always be that way.
Right.
So, and get used to change too.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm talking about that because
so many of us, like when he takes us through that isolation period, so many of us don't know how to handle that. Right. And so many of us don't even like that, you know, and a lot of times they say, but we're by ourselves and we're not supposed to be, and I'm lonely and I'm this and I'm that, and it's like, okay, but you're wanting to get somewhere. So like even Jesus had to go through the desert for 40 days and 40 nights alone by himself. You know what I mean? So like that's how he uses us in our growth period, you know? Mm-hmm. And he takes us and he puts us alone, but like in that aloneness, we're learning character, we're learning how to handle situations, we're healing from them things that's deep within. And it's funny because I'm actually doing a grow and glow challenge on YouTube, and we're actually in the 7th day tomorrow. Today
Check
is
that
the 6th
out.
day. So I'm hoping to like impact and make a big impact on the millennials and even others, but my main focus is the millennials because I know how it is. So that's really important. And so, Jay West. So, do you have anything cooking for us? Like, do you have anything in the works?
I got some stuff in the works, but I ain't gonna speak yet.
Okay.
But I will be dropping links for y'all guys. I'll be dropping links, anything that's attached to me. You know, I'll be dropping that stuff. I'm very well connected with this young lady right here, this beautiful young lady. Yes, I'm very well connected. Yes, so, indeed. You know, y'all gonna see me plenty of times on her channel. I'm actually getting my channel together. I'm a life coach as well for young guys. Relationship coach. Okay. So if y'all tired,
I got relationship goals.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like you right. Okay, I'm telling you. So I got some stuff in the works for that. Okay. Men and women can come to me. No matter what. Okay. But guys, I really want to reach. Really want to stick. I really want to gear towards the guys a lot because I know a lot of young men, especially men of color, they are dying. Mm-hmm. They're going to jail and it's an identity thing. And they're not understanding what it is. They're trying to fit in. They're not themselves. Yeah. And it's a lot. So I can't go too deep. But just
we're definitely gonna finish this conversation, like you said. Like we wanted to do this live today, but we're gonna create some good content for you guys because I would love to have you back on Let's Talk with K. Cherie because it's so much, and we are gonna put some links in the comments so you guys can go check. Where can they check you out? Where can they check your music out at? Yeah, so I'm on SoundCloud right now, so it'll be SoundCloud.JAYWE Tx. Okay, Jay West, right? I'm on Facebook, and that's actually my actual name. So it'll be Jerome Stay Blessed Woodard. Okay. That's on there. I'm on Instagram as well. Okay. At JAYWE Tx. Please don't forget the money sign. Don't forget the money sign. Just replacing the S, y'all. That's it. All right. And I have a Snapchat too, but I can't remember it. So I'm gonna holler at y'all because I barely be on there. So again, y'all definitely check those out. Follow me. I'm a follow back. I'm a cool guy. So y'all ain't got to worry about none of that. You could definitely see what I post, my latest music, latest videos. I'm also on TikTok too, and I would definitely put that in the link because I can't think right now, but I'll have that in there for y'all too. Okay. So yeah, stay tuned with your boy, man. We got some good things coming. She gonna be on my show soon, okay? Because I got some things. Because we gonna get to dive into her life. It's real interesting, okay? And this other stuff about my life I'm gonna share as we go on, but. Okay. She got an interesting life. I'm gonna just say that. Don't let her fool you because she holding these papers, y'all. She know what she doing. They know if they like and subscribe to my channel, they would definitely get to unpack a lot of that because I talk a lot about. Oh, okay. See. You know, a lot about that. But I would love to come on your podcast. Oh, definitely come on my podcast. You know, your show, whatever. And we doing big things. And she got a nice, awesome book called Saved by Grace. I need to go check that out. Yes. Listen, for the ladies, y'all need this. I'm trying to tell you because I'm a guy and I was like, look, I'm telling you, check her out, man. You know, it's on, what is it, Amazon? Amazon.
See?
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon.
So you can check that out and stuff. But yeah, you know,
well,
we're doing big things. Man.
I am happy to have you here,
Thank you.
I'm going to be so happy for you to come back on the show to just impact some more souls. That's the main goal, you know, to impact those souls, to give people hope, you know, to put your story out there. Because you sitting on my couch right now, but soon you going to be sitting on them cameras.
I'm sitting on them cameras.
On them cameras. And
with a suit. You know what I'm saying?
And they're going to be looking like, oh, I see him on, you know. So I'm happy that you can come and share with that. And we hope to have you again.
Yeah, thank you. Look, it's an honor for me being on this beautiful show. Like, she got this whole setup. And I want to say this, too, and she can agree to this, too. Whatever dreams you got, chase them.
Yes.
Don't feel like it's too late. Don't feel like you're too old now. Listen.
Yes.
It can be done. I never thought I would even be doing a podcast. It's something I always wanted to do. And I got invited to do it. So, you know, and she so y'all, you know,
even though I'm up and I'm coming.
She's up and coming.
I'm coming.
You know, so I'm definitely gonna do this podcast. You know, so plenty more content, plenty more juicy stories. A lot.
We're gonna get into that relationship bag soon. So definitely.
I know that's what y'all want to see. That's what y'all want to hear.
Definitely like, share, subscribe to my channel. Thank y'all for coming. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace. All right.